Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. and I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. And today's video, we are talking all about white labeling. So I'm going to talk about what it is, how we go about doing it, how we price for white label, and all that kind of stuff. So recently on my Instagram, I will put up the video right here, but I made a reel talking about how we can sell our products unlabeled. So basically we can sell our candles with no label on it so that the customer who purchases white label from us can rebrand it as their own candle brand. Now, a couple of questions initially that I know you might be thinking is, but doesn't that mean that people are going to be taking, credit for your hard work? And I mean, kind of, yes, but that's kind of what white labeling is in a sense. It can feel a little bit more kind of a harder pill to swallow in the handmade market versus just products that are out there that are purchased overseas and then kind of rebranded. It's kind of like a copy and paste with the same white t-shirt, but it has, 7 different brands that are selling the same t-shirt, but the only difference is that they are putting their brand name on it. So that is what white labeling is it's taking one product and there are multiple different companies that can put their brand name on it for the same product. Now, the reason why that is something that you may want to consider in your candle business of selling your candles white label is because it is just another way to get business in. It's another way to be making money on your products because there are a lot of people out there who are wanting to purchase candles to sell and would love to kind of have their own candle brand or candle line, but they don't have the time, money, energy, skill, anything like that when it comes to actually making the candles. And actually, there's a lot of people that are just wanting to start their own candle business who would rather bypass, the making candles, and maybe they have more of marketing skills or they know that they can sell the candles, but it's the making of the candles that can seem a little bit more daunting. So we have for, a few people out there that have wanted to start their own candle business, purchase our candles without any labels on them for them to label themselves. Now, we personally offer 2 different kinds of white labeling, and previously I had called this private labeling, but I actually learned that private label and white label are 2 different things. So private label is more of you are customizing the entire candle for somebody. So they could choose different wax, custom fragrances, jars. That's more of like private label to where you're tailoring that product to them. But white labeling is we are not changing up a thing with our candles. It's just a matter of them being able to pick and choose what we already have available in our candle line and be able to rebrand it into their own business. Now, we do offer 2 different kinds and they each come with different price points. Now, I don't know if these prices that I am charging is the perfect price that you should be charging. This is just what we have decided to do based on the amount of work and, the extra stuff that we have to do and also some other considerations when you are also thinking about selling white label. So the first one is white labeling that's unbranded. So we sell it with no label. And that is what I had put in the video was basically you are purchasing our products completely blank and then you are designing, printing, adding on your own label onto the jar. So that is wholesale price plus $2 per product. So our wholesale prices are listed at about 50% of our retail price. And then for each individual product, it would be an additional $2. So for instance, we have our 6-ounce matte black tins and those wholesale at $8.50. But for white labeling with no label on them, it would be $10.50 per product. Now you might be thinking, okay, you're not adding on the label, that's less work for you, so why is it not cheaper than wholesale pricing? Because the whole idea behind wholesale and the reason why people are getting 50% off is because they're ordering a bunch of candles at once. You're ordering in bulk to be able to qualify for that discount. But the other reason on why they're getting that deal is because being able to have, let's say, a retailer that's across the country from you order, I don't know, 40 candles and they are reselling it, but it still has your brand name on it, that's brand awareness. So when your brand name is on there, there is brand awareness going on, and there are a bunch of different people that you would not have been able to reach otherwise that are seeing your brand name on the candle. But when you are selling your candles unlabeled, you are taking away the opportunity of spreading that brand awareness and having customers coming back to specifically you in the long run. So it's something that people are paying extra for because you don't have to make the candles at all, and all you have to do is add on your own label to it. But we do have to charge a little bit extra for it because we are not able to take the credit for that candle. And then the second white labeling option is customized labels, and this is $4 more per product on top of wholesale pricing. So for that $8.50 candle, it would then be $12.50. Now, something else to mention with this is that any type of white label, transactions, the buyer is free to charge whatever they'd like, versus when they purchase wholesale, they do need to charge what we charge for retail pricing. So for instance, for the small 6-ounce tins, those retail for $17. So that's why half of that is $8.50. And then they're purchasing it for $8.50 to then resell for $17. They wouldn't be able to sell it for $22 or $23 versus somebody who is purchasing white label. You can charge whatever you want for that because it technically is your own brand and you're not having to match what our brand is selling it for. Again, I don't know if these prices are too high, too low, kind of just right, whatever it is, but when it comes to the customized labeling process, I do try to stick very similar to the designs that I've already created before in the past, but it does require, going through and creating a bunch of different listings, transferring it over into the printing software, doing test prints, making sure everything is coming out right, going back and forth with the customer, just making sure they're happy with the way that it looks. So it's more work that goes into it versus just selling the candles unlabeled. And there is a part of me that likes both of them for different reasons. So definitely with selling them unlabeled, it's very easy in terms of as soon as you're done pouring and trimming the wicks, you're pretty much done with them, and then you just have to make sure that you're, putting some kind of labeling on top of the paper coating that you put around it so that the customer knows what scent they are. But besides that, that is pretty much done with that. You can package it up. Versus doing customized labels, there is that extra process of, getting the labels on there and everything. So, this is just the pricing that we decided to go with. And I do really like being able to offer white labeling because there, again, are a lot of people out there that are, let's say, hairstylists or tattoo shops or whatever it is, and they would love to be able to have their brand name on the product, but they don't want to have to actually make the product. And this is a complete personal preference. If this is something that you're like, I would absolutely never want to do that, I don't want anybody to take credit for, my candles, that is completely understandable, but it is just another way to, make money and kind of have a different opportunity with running a candle business. And that is kind of what, we have decided to do. And it's kind of an extension of wholesale. So this is something that we do offer on Faire, because now we do all of the wholesale transactions on Faire. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to be able to offer it on Faire, but what I decided to do is that anybody who is interested in either the unlabeled or the custom label white labeling services, is there's just a separate listing that I created that would add on those additional costs onto their whole order. And that is kind of discussed ahead of time before they even place the order. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that I was forgetting in this video. I would love for you to comment down below any questions that you have on how we go about it. We have very low minimums for our wholesale or wholesale and white label, it's the same thing. So it's $100 minimum for no matter if you're doing regular wholesale or either of the white label options. So that's what we have on Fair. And yeah, I like being able to have a different option, you know, for the business and being able to do customization. I do really like doing the customization a lot. But with that, I think I am going to end today's video right here. I hope this video answered some of your questions on how we do white label, how we charge, the different kinds of white label that we have, and all that kind of stuff. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave it a big thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandleCo, and I will see you in my next video.